And welcome to Sharing Wellness Promoting Health Wednesday. Tonight, we're going to talk about balancing your blood pressure naturally. So, blood flow is super important for the body because the health of every cell in the body requires good blood flow. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients to our cells and removes carbon dioxide and metabolic waste. And part of the healthy blood flow is maintaining the proper amount of pressure in our arteries. So maintaining a healthy heart is also really important. So let's talk a little bit about understanding blood pressure. This month's webinar is on our newsletter from Stephen Horn. So blood pressure is measured by two numbers, systolic and diastolic, as in, 120 over 80 or 110 over 60. And systolic's the first number, which represents the pressure exerted when the heart pumps blood through the blood vessels. And the second number, or diastolic pressure, is the pressure in the blood vessels when the heart's not beating. It's also called the resting blood pressure. Normal blood pressure falls between 90 to 130 systolic and 60 to 90 diastolic, or 90 over 60 to 130 over 90. Blood pressure above 130 over 90 is classified as high blood pressure or hypertension, and low blood pressure is defined as a resting blood pressure below 90 over 60. Most research shows that 115 over 70 to 125 over 80 is optimal for health and longevity. High blood pressure or hypertension is a problem for about 1/3 of the adult population of America, which is about 100 million people. Another 59 million Americans have prehypertension. And hypertension increases the risk of heart disease and stroke, and it can also damage your brain, your kidneys, and other organs, including your eyes. Low blood pressure, hypotension, is less common but can be a problem for some people. It can cause dizziness, mental confusion, fatigue, headaches, blurred vision, and even heart palpitations. Some people experience temporary problems with low blood pressure when moving from a sitting or lying position to a standing position. This condition is also known as orthostatic hypotension and results in a temporary feeling of being dizzy or lightheaded. The other factor is heart rate, and that's the number of times the heart beats per minute. And normal resting heart rate is between 60 to 100 beats. Athletes in top condition may notice they're 40 to 60 beats per minute, but your heart rate's going to increase with stress, exercise, and other factors that demand a higher blood flow. So trying to regulate blood flow in the body, it has various signaling systems that dynamically raise or lower our blood pressure and our heart rate according to the demand for blood throughout the body. For example, your heart rate's going to increase with exercise to bring a higher volume of blood to the muscles. When we're stressed, the sympathetic nervous system is activated and both heart and blood pressure will increase. Blood pressure and heart rate will drop when we're relaxing or sleeping. And stimulating things like caffeine, over-the-counter cold meds, and antidepressants can also increase your heart rate and your blood pressure. That's why sometimes you'll notice those warnings on decongestants and cold medications. And a loss of blood volume from dehydration or bleeding can also cause your blood pressure to drop. Our arterial muscles have our arteries have muscular walls that can expand or contract, increasing or decreasing the diameter of the blood vessels to match the volume of blood it's carrying. And the diastolic pressure, the second or lower number, is the pressure needed to maintain full blood vessels. So if the diastolic pressure increases, the heart must work harder, increasing the systolic pressure so the blood can be delivered to where it needs to go. There's a lot of people on blood pressure medication, and those are drugs that regulate heart rate and blood pressure by interfering with the signaling systems that control them. If the underlying problems of these systems aren't addressed, the body will find ways to override them and try to get the blood where it needs to go. So the best solutions to blood pressure problems need to identify and correct the underlying problems with the blood flow. So what can you do nutritionally for your body for blood flow? Well, get rid of a lot of sugar. High blood sugar is a major cause of problems in the arteries. Give me a minute. I lost my footing here. Our blood vessels have lined with a layer of cells called the endothelium, and this endothelium lining produces chemical messengers called nitric oxide that relaxes the muscles in the artery walls when more blood flow is needed. So the endothelial lining can be damaged by inflammation, resulting in improper signaling, a condition that has been called endothelial dysfunction. And high blood sugar is a major cause of this type of dysfunction. Your fasting blood sugar higher than 100 or an A1C reading above 5.7 needs to come down. So you want to start by cutting refined carbs out of your diet. Eat more complex carbohydrates, which come from fresh fruits and vegetables, and say goodbye to the processed food, refined sugars, white flour, and white rice. And some people have used chromium, berberine, and alpha-lipoic acid to help them. Make sure that you protect your arterial lining with antioxidants, and those come from fresh fruits and vegetables. You also need some fat-soluble vitamins like A, D3, E, and K2. Vitamin C is also really important. And antioxidants won't immediately lower your blood pressure, but they will help to gradually reduce blood pressure and improve your circulatory health. CoQ10. If you have gum disease, consider supplementing with CoQ10 because there's a strong correlation between gingivitis, arterial inflammation, and plaque formation. And CoQ10 helps support a healthy circulatory system and gums. It can also help with inflammation in the arteries. And if you reduce inflammation, you can help lower your blood pressure. And it may also help to prevent atherosclerosis. Magnesium is also really helpful for the heart. Many people, they say 70% of the population do not get enough magnesium. And some symptoms of magnesium deficiency include hypertension, muscle cramps, tension headaches, anxiety, nervousness, insomnia, sensitivity to minor irritations, heart palpitations, and fatigue. So you want to maybe add some magnesium to your diet. If your stools become loose, then decrease your dose because you're probably taking too much. L-arginine, nitrates, and nitric oxide can be improved by supplementing with dietary nitrates and or the amino acid L-arginine, which is very heart healthy. Increasing nitric oxide production in the body will lower blood pressure, reduce cardiovascular inflammation, ease pain, and improve athletic performance. Supplements with 5 or more grams of L-arginine is one way to enhance nitric oxide production. Another way the body makes nitric oxide is from dietary nitrate, and these are found in vegetables like beets, lettuce, arugula, spinach, parsley, cabbage, and turnips. Another herb is capsicum, or known as cayenne pepper. It makes you warm, and this helps improve blood flow to all parts of the body. It has a very moderate normalizing effect for both high and low blood pressure, and you can add it to your food or take it in capsules. Garlic has a moderate blood pressure reducing effect, typically dropping blood pressure 10 to 20 points, but it has many other benefits on circulation. It stimulates blood flow. acts as a natural blood thinner to reduce the risk of thrombosis. It helps to lower cholesterol levels, especially the bad cholesterol and triglyceride levels. 1 clove of garlic 3 times a day is very helpful. There's also hawthorn, which helps to dilate the peripheral blood vessels to produce a modest reducing in blood pressure. You know, in the herbal kingdom, hawthorn is always kind of said to have an affinity for the heart. It's very tonifying for the heart. It strengthens the heart and enhances oxygen uptake. It's similar to ginkgo, and it needs to be taken regularly to notice its benefits. Nettles, which a lot of people take for allergies, is also a tonic for people who have low blood pressure. So if a person tends to have low blood pressure and feels sluggish and tired, looking a little pale, nettle leaf can help improve blood flow and act as an energizing tonic. It may also help with anemia and helpful for high blood pressure. Olive leaves contain a certain type of aleuopian, I think that's it, or I could have slaughtered it, which helps lower blood pressure, and olive leaf also helps inhibit platelet aggression. So high quality olive oil in your food is also very beneficial to the circulatory system. And the herb rosemary is great because it stimulates peripheral circulation. It's a good tonic for any problems with low or high blood pressure. It improves blood flow to the head, aiding memory and concentration, and can be helpful if you're feeling dizzy. It also has potent antioxidants effects, so you may want to start adding some rosemary to your cooking. Some people have managed their blood pressure naturally, but you never want to stop any blood pressure medications abruptly. And you want to adjust your herbs and lifestyle along with your medication until you notice some improvements and your doctor thinks that it warrants changes. So I hope that you found this helpful. It is the night before Thanksgiving, and I know many people are out there baking pumpkin pies and getting everything prepared for the morning hustle. So everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family and friends, and we will talk to you next month. Thank you.